between now and then. With all of that said, we'll go on to a report that has consumed many hours of my day, an investigation that has consumed many hours for the Kentucky State Police, local authorities, and the McGoffin County School District as well. It concerns a call that came into Kentucky State Police late last night about a party that had been going on for quite some time to the tune of several hours that involved several adults. It also involved several teenagers, several juveniles. We understand that in all, at the time of the arrival of the Kentucky State Police, assisted by the City Police Department of Sagersville, there were 7 teenagers inside the Sagersville home, ages 14 to 19. There were 5 students within the McGoffin County High School or school system, ages 14 to 17. 2 of those teenagers and or students were severely or seriously under the influence of alcohol and had to be checked by emergency personnel and taken to an area hospital, and that 1 was unresponsive upon arrival of police. A video posted on Facebook and then brought to the attention of the Kentucky State Police led authorities, including, according to court records, Zach Haney of the Kentucky State Police and Josh Peace of the Sagersville Police Department, to this mobile home at a trailer court on Patrick Street in the Sagersville city limits. That's in the Cheyenne area off of Route 7. Haney pins in his citation pertaining to the arrest of Durrell R. Peters that he received the complaint from an anonymous person of a birthday party at a residence on Patrick Drive where there were supposed to be several underage juveniles consuming alcohol. Upon his arrival, he notes that he observed 3 juvenile females in the yard behind the trailer who then went up the stairs and into the residence. And at that point, he walked up on the porch and could see the females standing in the kitchen because they'd left the back door open. He notes that he could see several empty beer cans in the trash can by the door, as well as liquor bottles on the counter, and that one of the female juveniles then started to hide stuff, saying the police is here, and she observed one of the juveniles hide a Crown Royal bottle in the cabinet. He then entered the residence and started placing people on the couch to sort out the names and ages of all those individuals. He says he determined there were 5 juveniles, 14 years of age and older, that were all given a breathalyzer test, and the presence of alcohol was shown. 2 of the juveniles were so intoxicated that they called the ambulance service. EMS arrived a short time later and then took them to the hospital to have their level of intoxication checked out. He says that he then contacted the Department of Social Services, and all juveniles were ultimately released to their parents, while further investigation is pending on Mr. Durrell Peters. Officer Josh Peace notes in his arrest citation of Wendell King, who lives at the home, that he discovered King passed out and undressed in a master bedroom of the home, and that he too was charged with 5 counts of unlawful transaction with a minor in the 3rd degree. A 3rd adult was also said to be in the residence upon arrival of authorities, which was shortly after midnight. She was identified as 22-year-old Leah Van Hoos with a Paintsville address. She was also charged with a single count thus far of unlawful transaction with a minor in the 3rd. And she and King and Peters could all be identified in the video that first drew the attention of authorities last night. They were in the room, as were countless other teens and individuals, all of which have been blurred out in this representation of the video, with the exception of Peters, who appears to be drunkenly singing happy birthday to his friend Wendell King.
Happy birthday to the boy! Happy birthday to the boy! Happy birthday, dear Wendell! Happy birthday to you!
And with King, an employee of the McGoffin County School System as a custodian, and Peters, a carpentry teacher in the vocational portion of the McGoffin County High School, I think for 12 to 14 years possibly. This is the 2nd time in about a week that the McGoffin County Board of Education and School Superintendent has had to address such an issue.
It just saddens me that adults can do something like this in a manner that we have to have people to follow leads and phone people and do all these things, take actions toward terminations. This is something that shouldn't be happening. But if it does happen, we will deal with it each and every case.
And in regards to Peters and King, Holbrook confirmed that he had received several complaints over the course of the past year, and that they were following up on the most recent ones leading up to last night.
I'd say 2 or 3 times this school year. These have been in our headlights for several weeks now, and I met just last night with a parent, and I don't know if that's the parent that actually called the state police or who called. It's out of my jurisdiction, but it's something we've been working on, and we continue to work on with the Family Services and Kentucky State Police.
And Holbrook confirms that unlike the case last week in which a middle school teacher was suspended without pay pending the ongoing investigation by the Kentucky State Police into inappropriate contact via social media between that teacher and a juvenile high school student, this case is more clear-cut.
And we've come to the conclusion that at McLaughlin County Schools and that these children were checked out by KSP, that we're in a process right now of terminating their employment.
Holbrook tells me that termination will be effective for both employees, Peters and for King, effective at 8 o'clock in the morning or before then. Now here are some details that you may not have heard, which we have been investigating throughout the course of the morning and afternoon. We have confirmed that, as was also alluded to in the police citation filed by Officer Zach Haney with the Kentucky State Police, that more charges may be possible in the case. I've also interviewed several subjects today and individuals, I should say, off record and off camera, and sources that shall remain anonymous at this time, but which were present at least at some point last night during the party and or the time that law enforcement arrived, tell me that when police entered a bedroom, they found Peters, we'll say, in a compromising position with an unclothed teenage girl. There also may have been, according to statements from those that were in attendance last night, 2 other teachers and or school employees which had left that location at some point before the arrival of authorities. We believe both of those to be a part of the ongoing investigation at this time. I'll be right back. For high-speed internet starting at 15 meg for all of your gaming, movie, home, and business solutions, or to watch TV, including your favorite local channels without a contract, with hundreds of channels and digital and HD quality, and to stay connected 24/7 with friends and family, a direct line to 911, or to give your business the link it needs, choose telephone service you know is always there. Just click on their link on this site to find out how affordable the latest technology in communications can be. Foothills Communications. Before we leave you, I'll take you to the scene of what appears to be another serious auto accident in McLaughlin County today. It was taking rescue personnel well more than a half hour to extricate the driver of a pickup truck that collided with a tree on Route 40. This was also called in as a fiery accident to local fire departments and EMS. We'll have more in just a few moments. Right now, I can take you to an auto accident that happened early this morning on Dixie Avenue in Sagersville, where authorities are still investigating as to exactly what happened, if the driver fell out of his pickup truck or may have been intentionally exiting the vehicle while he was negotiating a curve. Ultimately, he was run over and the pickup truck may have destroyed a home. A very unusual situation which is still under investigation. It happened after an eyewitness told me that he was entering Dixie in Sagersville early this morning, traveling in the direction that ambulance is as it pulls up, when he encountered a camouflage pickup truck exiting Dixie Avenue. And he says that when the truck was coming through the curb, the driver's side door opened up, the driver fell or climbed out of the vehicle, was run over by his own truck, and that truck continued on until striking a house, nearly going through it and knocking it off its foundation before it stopped. Daniel Wireman, the eyewitness, talked to me off camera, still shaken up. He was on his way to work, and he says that he stopped and got out, and at that time the driver was conscious and talking to him, that he got up, helped him out of the road. He walked over and sat on a small brick wall. But after a few moments, that he keeled over and became unconscious, and that's how EMS found him.
He was unresponsive when we got there. In a fetal position. We rolled him over to check his vitals. We couldn't get no response from him. Upon doing a sternum rub, he started responding. He had lacerations to the forehead. He had bruises to the chest area, to the stomach. Evidently, like a motor vehicle had run over him prior to the accident. And upon arrival with Transtar, they gave him medication and brought him back to a semi-state of conscious. He was responding to them as they pulled out for Paul B. Hall.
We have since confirmed that Randall Howard of Sagersville was the driver of that pickup truck. He was taken by ambulance, as you heard Chief Allison Howard say, to Paul B. Hall Medical Center, but we have since learned was transferred to the Pikeville Medical Center, undergoing serious surgery for chest and other traumatic injuries to his body. The accident itself is under investigation by Jimmy Stratton of the Kentucky State Police. Police records indicate that Randall Howard was subsequently charged with driving under the influence in the second degree and driving on a DUI suspended license with aggravating circumstances. And once again, the police still trying to determine exactly if he fell out, was getting out of the vehicle, there was a malfunction, or some sort of a medical emergency. Responding to the scene, we need to make note, was also the Sagersville Fire Department, the McGoffin County Rescue Squad, and the Bloomington Fire Department, represented by Mr. Allison Howard, who also does double duty and serves as a member of the McGoffin County Rescue Squad, as he has for many years. With all of that said, your community calendar, just a couple of reminders of which, with more news to follow. Your McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar, starting off with a birthday wish. Happy birthday, Steve Collett. Love your wife, Regina, kids, and friends. Happy, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Steve Collett. A reminder about Church in the Park this Saturday, beginning at 10 o'clock this Saturday morning in the Ramey Park, brought to you by the Mountain of Hope Christian Church. And they, as well as several pastors and singing groups and individuals, will be there 10 to 3, free food throughout the morning and afternoon. Bring everyone with you. You're invited to Church in the Park this Saturday. And the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist wants to invite you to be a part of their 5th annual bass tournament. It starts bright and early Saturday a.m. That's at 7. They'll leave the Alfrey boat ramp on Cave Run. You can register that morning, or you can call the numbers on the bottom of your screen. First place pays $1,000. Big cash prizes all the way down the line, and $100 awarded every hour for the boat that weighs in the biggest fish for the hour. That is 7 to 3 Saturday. And a couple of announcements that I just have in front of me. I'll mention this one next week, but just so you can go ahead and put it on your calendar now. The Sager reunion is coming up May the 28th from 11 till 4 at the Community Center in Sagersville. All family and friends are invited, and please bring a covered dish or some drinks with you if you come. A few announcements that I'll hold till tomorrow and the first of next week from thereafter. With that said, a brief commercial break. We've got some more announcements and certainly other headlines to follow. Stay tuned. Just before 4 o'clock this afternoon, McGoffin County 911 received a call of a serious auto accident on Route 40 near Carroll Specialty and the State Road Fork United Baptist Church. This is some mostly unedited video just coming into the studio. Our camera captured this video at the scene, which was just cleared at about 6:20 by rescue and EMS personnel. And this clearly shows a Dodge pickup truck that collided with a tree, and the impact clearly right at the driver door of the truck. Limited details at this time. Like I said, rescue personnel and law enforcement just had cleared the scene, and we've yet to be able to talk to any of them. But just from what our camera person tells me, the truck, as you can see, landed on its side. This view, and I think there's a closer view in just a second, shows a clear impact point with the driver's side door and that tree. That is a tree that the bark is just skinned off of. You can see, it appears as though the pickup truck was traveling in the direction of Johnson County when the driver, for some unknown reason, lost control and the vehicle struck the tree. Nevertheless, there was some issues with the Jaws of Life equipment, and that delayed the extraction of the driver, and we believe that with the severity of the damage and that problem, it took well more than 30 minutes to extricate him from the vehicle. But that right there, you can see the impact and how far the driver's side is just pushed into the center of the vehicle. There were points that we are told that the driver was conscious, semi-conscious, and was able to respond to emergency personnel, which appears to be miraculous at this point. After being extricated, he was taken to a landing zone established nearby and taken to a trauma center. At this point, that's all the details that we have. Some details on your Licking Valley RECC forecast include the end to a pretty nice Thursday, and it was the bright spot of your forecast up through the first half of your weekend at least. Nevertheless, tonight will fall to around 51 under mostly clear skies, a light northeast wind becoming calm during the overnight. Tomorrow for your Friday, periods of showers, some patchy fog in the morning, a low. Well, that's tomorrow night. Let's back up. Isolated showers before noon, then scattered showers and some thunderstorms between noon and 3, and then showers likely, maybe even embedded with some thunderstorms as clouds increase tomorrow with daytime highs right at 69. We will see periods of showers and some patchy fog late and a nighttime low of 54 degrees. We will Saturday see, well, I wish I had a better forecast for you. Showers are likely on your Saturday. However, they might start to wrap up and wind down around noon or so, or a little before or thereafter. And that will leave us with some cloudy skies and only a slight chance of some showers into your Saturday night. So Saturday might have a chance of, improving as it goes on. The good news is that your weekend most definitely will. Mostly sunny and 72 on your Sunday, sunny and 75 Monday, and sunny and 79 on Tuesday, and that's when our dry luck runs out. And that's my time for now. A great deal of news to try to get in just a half hour left this week, so please join us back here tomorrow night for more of your news today. Thanks for watching.